Pakistan is on the brink, spiraling into a new vortex of chaos and mayhem. In a fierce offensive, party members of now imprisoned former Prime Minister Imran Khan have stormed into the country's capital against the imprisonment of the former Prime Minister, as well as crying foul against the existing government. Law and order and stability, amongst other troubles in Pakistan, are all thrown to the wind. Take a look at this report.
Tear gas and rubber bullets rule the roost, extending even to live arms. Fired up workers of Imran Khan's Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf party versus security forces of the Pakistan government. One determined to lay siege to D Chowk, the square in the heart of capital Islamabad, versus a government that sees red in former PM Imran Khan's fight. At least 7 people were killed, 119 reported injured, 22 police vehicles torched in clashes.
Well, we're at the D Chowk where the protesters have now reached here. PTI protesters are now here. They're armed with built-in sticks and the police are retrieving. They are forced to go back. They've been forced to go back by the protesters. As you can see, the police are on one end and the protesters are now completely here at the D Chowk. It won't be wrong to say that the protesters are, that's some aerial firing that is being done, constantly being done on the protesters and by the protesters. Still unclear with the sort of bullets that is being used. Sit down. That's what you see is happening right now at the D Chowk, where there's intense use of tear gas shells, fire, bullets, whether it's aerial fire or direct fire, it cannot be verified. But the protesters have indeed swarmed onto the D Chowk here in Islamabad. The protesters that are from the PTI, and they demand the release of Imran Khan.
Imran Khan's wife, Bushra B, led from the front, a trump card for the PTI chief, ever pushing the frontiers. The march was termed the final call, a do-or-die protest against the Pakistan government. Convoys from Hazara, Dera Ismail Khan, Balochistan, Khyber Pakhtunkhwa forced their way into the heavily barricaded capital city. $20,000 marchers determined to have their way.
They can throw as many obstacles as they want, but we won't back down. Despite their attempts to shut down the country for 3 days, our resolve remains unwavering. We are determined to overcome the stubbornness and ego, which seeks to keep our people subjugated and enslaved. We believe in the power of self-determination through our votes, and we won't rest until we have defeated the forces of oppression. Under the leadership of Imran Khan, we'll press on towards true freedom.
It's the fiercest wave of protests unleashed by Imran Khan yet, and the government can feel the heat. Issues raised by Imran Khan, the alleged rigging of elections, the 26th constitutional amendment, his release from jail, have festered for months. The government knows greater use of force would further heat up an already volatile situation.
It is easy for us to respond a bullet with a bullet. Rangers will open fire and there will be no protesters there after 5 minutes. But we are saying restraint. Restraint as their lives could be lost. There are people, Pakistani people, but there is a red line when you have to take decision because we have to protect our own people, that is security personnel too.
A day later, surprisingly enough, everything fell apart for the high-voltage PTI offensive. Islamabad's D Chowk was emptied out. The protest was called off. A Pakistan minister said Bushra B and the pro-Imran chief minister of KPK had fled. Security was withdrawn and life for the residents returned to normal. Almost an anti-climax, even as the PTI said they were not done with their protests. Did the army threaten Bushra B into submission? A sense of opaque non-clarity persists. But the question is still on. Has this one set a template for more mega disturbances to come?